Okay, guys, so this is our grammar lesson for week 9. The pluperfect, the so dreaded pluperfect, everyone might have been talking to you about it. You probably heard about the pluperfect since a long time. The A11s probably told you, I don't know, they probably mentioned something about the pluperfect. It's like the one tense that everyone keeps thinking is the higher GCSE tense, and they're kind of correct. It is a complex tense, first because there's more than one part to it, and because it's made of different tenses as well. So how do we use the pluperfect, and what is it used for? First of all, the pluperfect happens before another action in the past. So if we look at the whiteboard, there we are. I drew a line. There we are. There we are. So that's the future here up. That's going towards the future. Okay, that's our present at the moment. I need to put the whiteboard straight. There we are. Okay, that's the present tense, what is happening right now. And then you have the past tense here. So past time frame, which is either the imperfect or the perfect. Sorry, pardon my handwriting. Oh, that is true. There we are. So either the imperfect or the perfect. And then in the past of that past, we're going to have the pluperfect here. Okay, so it's like something that had happened before something happened in the past. It's basically the equivalent of your had. So I had played would be the equivalent of the pluperfect. So if you the ones that we know already, so look at, for example, the perfect. I have played. You know how to use this. I have played. J'ai joué. I'm in the present now, and I'm saying that yesterday I have played football. There we are, just present, talking about the perfect. Now, I had played is, let's say we're in a present now, and you're saying that yesterday you had pain in the muscle because the day before you had played football. There you are, talking about an event in the past, from the past, so the past of the past, basically. That makes any sort of sense. Basically, it's a little bit of a mix of the perfect and the imperfect here, which is really cool because we know both of them already. And this is basically why I insisted on you doing your grammar lessons in order, because we need to learn the basics before we go to things that are more complicated. So here, if you hadn't learned the perfect, or if you hadn't perfectly understood the imperfect, then you wouldn't be able to understand the pluperfect at all. Here, it's a mix of both. So because we're talking about something that is in the past compared to the past, the imperfect or the perfect can be either implied in the sentence, or it can be mentioned completely. So if you're saying, like, for example, yesterday I have played football. No, yesterday I had I had pain in the muscle, or yesterday I have got pain in the muscle. That's because I had played football the day before. So you can either imply the perfect or the imperfect, or mention it in the sentence if you actually know how to do this properly. And then when I say it's a mix of the perfect and the imperfect, I mean that the imperfect is going to be used. So you know how the perfect is I have played, so j'ai joué. Yeah, so you have the auxiliary and the verb. Okay, so here your auxiliary is going to be in the imperfect, and you're going to use the same verb than the perfect, so you know, the E, I, U kind of thing, right? So basically using like it's a mix of both. So pluperfect is a mix of both. They are. If you can remember that, you basically won it. Okay. Right, so that's when we use the pluperfect, why we use the pluperfect, and how we can use the pluperfect. Next lesson will be digging a lot deeper inside of how to actually form it. So see you soon.